Hey class, today I will be covering chapter 9, critical thinking question number 2. So for this week's discussion, chapter 9 was all about audience theories and uses and reception. Up to this point, most of what we've read has talked about media effects theories, which basically talks about what media does to people. And alternatively, this chapter shifts the focus towards what audiences do with the media, and these are called active audience theories, which have become much more common over the last 50 years. One of the earliest examples that I wanted to mention that I found interesting in the chapter was Herta Herzog's research, and she's credited with the uses and gratifications approach, but she probably didn't name it, they mentioned. But one of her beginning studies was she interviewed soap opera fans, and I thought that was funny. Instead of assuming people are just passive consumers, this approach recognizes that we make deliberate choices based on what gratifications or needs we expect the media to fulfill, like entertainment, information, social connections, or even escapism. Then the chapter introduced Wilbur Schramm's fraction of selection, which is expressed as expectation of reward divided by effort required. Or in other words, when we're deciding what media to use, we weigh what we think we'll get out of it versus how much effort it takes. To apply this, to answer critical thinking question number 2, and to apply this to one of my own media habits, let's say, well, before the Nacogdoches Theater was closed, let's say I'm deciding whether I wanted to watch a new movie on a streaming service and rent it, or if I wanted to go see it in the theaters. So the expectation of reward for going to the theater might be higher because it's a bigger screen and it's a social experience, it's fun, there's popcorn and stuff, but the effort required is also higher, meaning that I have to get out of the house and purchase tickets and get dressed, because you can't watch. Well, you can go to the movies in your pajamas, but you're more likely to do that in your living room. And then on the other hand, watching it at home has a slightly lower reward in terms of the cinematic experience, but the effort is also way lower because I can stream the new movie on whatever it's available on instantly. After I buy it, I can pause it anytime I need to take a break or get a drink or anything, and it probably costs less. So when I run that through Schramm's fraction of selection, the ratio actually ends up higher for watching it at home, because even though the reward might be smaller, the effort is also much lower. So that makes the overall fraction for watching it at home more favorable. If I wanted to change the outcome, there could be other factors that you put in, like expectation of reward could be higher if it's a movie I'm super excited about seeing. Then, it may tip over in the favor of going to the movies and watching it. So that's pretty cool. Thinking about this through Schramm's model really highlights how media choices are strategic and personal. And for me, I'd either have to increase the expected reward, it would either have to be the greatest movie ever, or it'd have to be a special date night or something for me to then see that there's more reward in going to the movies than watching it at home. So overall, this tells me that my media use fits well with that perspective, but also with the uses and gratifications perspective, because I actively choose what fits my current needs and available effort, and that reflects how not just me, but audiences today also aren't just passive consumers, and it's not just about what the media is doing to them. It's about how we're using it. We're selective and we are intentional, and we're constantly balancing what we expect to get from our media and against what it costs in terms of time, money, effort, and energy. All right, thank you.